Sri Lanka, where the cash-strapped country has announced selling long-term visas to attract foreign currency after the island nation ran out of dollars to pay for essential commodities like food and fuel. Now, as per the latest announcements, foreigners who deposit a minimum of $100,000 locally will be granted permission to live and work in Sri Lanka for 10 years under the Golden Paradise Visa program. And for more on this, our correspondent, Dasuni Atoda, is joining us live from Colombo. Dasuni, thank you for joining us. Can you begin by telling us about the latest developments regarding the golden visas?
Yes, now this golden visa scheme was actually brought about by a cabinet decision when the newly appointed cabinet met for the first time. And according to this, any foreign national can now live and work in Sri Lanka for a period of up to 10 years, provided that they invest a sum of at least $100,000 in a licensed commercial bank here in the country. Now, this might look as a very smart move given the fact that the country is desperately in need for much needed forex reserves, which the country is also running low on. However, there are questions as to whether this is a successful move, provided that 100,000 USD is not a small amount for any individual. And given the fact that there are intermittent power cuts as well as shortages of fuel, whether this is a sustainable model for anyone who is coming from another country to live long term, provided there are disruptions in these sectors.
Absolutely. Now, also, as we know, the Sunni protests and calls for the Rajapaksas to step down have continued. What can you tell us about that?
Yes, protests have been continuing for weeks on end now, and most of these protests have now been a global movement across the world. And today specifically, hundreds of trade unions attached to government, semi-government, as well as private institutions are going on strike. And this includes the transportation sector, the medical sector, as well as all other government institutions. Now, this has undeniably caused a lot of inconvenience to the public as we speak, as railway services have been severely disrupted, with the railway service issuing a message this morning requesting passengers to use alternative methods of transport. So while this might be a movement against the present government, where government workers are taking their stand today to voice out their demands, the public continues to note that they have been, in fact, severely inconvenienced by these trade union actions.
All right, Dasuni, thank you so much for joining us with all the updates at this hour. We will, of course, continue to track this very closely. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.